Do you guys have the MSDS sheet for your Vicon?
If the owner asks us for it and you
Okay.
want to see it, we can give it to them.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had problems with Vicon. I tried to call to ask about it all, and they just basically said once it leaves their facility, they can't confirm, they can't say, they can't speak anything of it, and that was pretty much all they'll say.
I know I do have it, but if she asks us for it,
That's okay. She
if you
can.
wanna see it, I will find it.
Yeah, it would be helpful, I guess.
If it's it. It might be. I don't remember where I placed it. You need goggles? There you go, ma'am.
Now, what are we going to do about the beard, though?
Yeah, you do.
That's what we use too, Vicon.
Well, she said that she can give you only a copy of exactly what it is. When I tried to get a hold of Vicon to ask him about like what is in that and like how, because some of the yellow bottles are real bright and some are not, and Vicon wouldn't. They said once it leaves their building,
I've got a thing of it if you want to take a picture of it.
no, they can give you a
Oh,
sheet
okay.
of what they're using.
I have
But
to locate it. If you want
Yeah.
a copy, I will
Yeah,
locate
that'd be
it.
great.
It's in here somewhere.
Vicon wouldn't. What they told me is they said once it leaves their plant, that they have no control over what it is. They won't speak of it. Like basically, it's out of their hands. And I
Nice
get
people.
no, they weren't bad. But I mean, I guess I get why they do it, because if they mail it to you and let's say you are dishonest and you just put water and you throw it away or something, but you tell people, oh no, I mean, I don't know. I get it. I mean, how can they say what's in what when they're not there? They're not the ones pouring it or mixing it. So it makes sense. Once it leaves their facility, you have no control over what goes where and who does what.
When do the samples go in?
They'll go in right after we're done.
You take in the state lab?
We have a courier.
Oh, okay. But they go to the San Bernardino
No.
or Davis?
Yeah.
And isn't Davis in San Bernardino?
Well, that's a satellite of.
That's it. Well, that's where mine got sent there because what they did on my samples was they packed them. They were specially packaged. They did each bird got their own tube, and then they were sent in a special box that was wrapped with like cold. I don't know. It was all done very.
When we
Wrapped up.
we blood test the goats yearly for CAE, CL, and Yonis, and we usually take it to San Bernardino, and then sometimes they send it back up to Davis.
So, do you guys have a courier that comes here to get them, or do you just meet with somebody?
The dust storm.
I know. So I'm not sure if they have, like I said with mine, because just to get mine packaged and got there correctly, I paid, it was around $160 for
Whoa.
that. Just to get them all done. Plus I had to pay per test, plus the equipment, plus the home visit, and plus the veterinarian's time. So it was not a cheap bill. So when they leave here, I guess you could ask them, where does your sample go? The other thing that to me doesn't make sense, when I did my birds, they did one tube, one swab, one bird. What they're doing is, I believe they're putting 5 samples into one tube. So I'm not sure how that works because it does. I mean, I guess if one bird's sick, they're all going to be sick and they're all going to die anyway. But putting 5 into one seems like that would be cross-contamination. You're not. How could
Although
you?
they do that sometimes with the blood. Like I know the ones going to Thailand, they take like a group and like say 5, and they commingle the blood for that test. That way you're paying for one test instead of 5 tests, which are like $50 a test.
So with this, if they put 5 in one tube, and based off of your stuff you sent out before, I've never had to do this up until just recently, so I'm learning. But I'm just, it doesn't to me make sense that they want to test 5 birds all in the same pen, but they're going to cross-contaminate. But the bottom line is if one of those birds has something, if it is that contagious, everybody's going to have it anyway. And they're all going to start dropping really quick.
Yeah, I think also they can, like with the yonis when they do that test, if it comes back positive, then they can do a more extensive test with a lot more money. So they'll individually test them.
Well,
I know that
they got a lot of money. They got a ton of money to burn through, so I don't know. It's I guess how they want to do it. You could certainly
Does each
ask.
bird get a test tube, or are you putting more
We
than one?
put multiple ones in each tube
And the reason for that is?
because we can put up to 5 per tube. So, I mean, if you had a positive,
I can't even hear the guys too loud.
positive,
Blowing the
positive.
highway? Oh.
Well, maybe the highway patrol guy needs some grass in his car. They're making such great money today, I don't think they really care. Those two there, depending on their rank, their overtime is probably about $75 on up to $150 an hour for those two. To be on this detail.
Just to stand and do nothing.
Well, I guess to babysit them. I'm not sure why. Oh, God. Is that a helicopter? Where is it? You guys see where it's coming from?
God, it's great.
Well, what seems to be very strange, too, is everywhere that they do testing or sampling, we end up with helicopters. And then what was weird about that, could be a different day for that one.
That's what we use to clean our goat pens with.
The blowers?
Yeah.
They're all matted.
All they're doing is blowing the dust everywhere back in.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the purpose was. Why not just leave it and let it blow away naturally? Because that doesn't seem to do.
He'll rake it up when he gets it down.
So yeah, you could ask about why they put 5 in one test. I personally, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem logical.
Well, if they come back with one positive in that 5, then everything gets killed.
Yeah, very much.
That's why they did 5 and a 2.
But why not just do like 1 or 2 then? Why? I don't know. It just seems like with the cross contamination, it doesn't make sense. Because like I said, when I did mine, everybody got their own tube, their own swab. It was all labeled, and everybody got it individually. So if you could lock it down, if somebody had been sick, I can lock it down to who was. With this, but you know what? When they say it's so deadly, personally, just to leave the birds in the backyard, they're all going to be dead. If they got this,
Yeah,
they're all going to be dead within days.
But the way this works is if they find one out of the whole flock, they all get
Yeah.
disposed of.
Well, actually, that is not even completely true because, like with my flock, I don't have anybody with birds next to me, and I paid and did my test. So none of my neighbors had birds. So I don't know. Nothing makes sense in life anymore. Each day we the people do not exist. And I mean like this, I'm pretty sure that there's probably speeders on the freeway and other problems that they could be looking into. Hell, go drive down some of these roads, look at the potholes. Go fix that stuff. But no, they'll get their babysitters here for nothing. And I don't even know why they were called. She's going to say she didn't know, but the bottom line is they were here. They were here. We
Maybe
were
they
here.
get a list of the schedules of where they can.
No, somebody called them. They were called to come. They're on, what he said is they're on an overtime. So whether they're on like a 4-hour gig or 8-hour gig or whatever, basically they're going to sit for that 8 hours, and whenever they get a call with them, they come. And that, like I said, but there's been no need for any law enforcement. Nobody has done anything even aggressive in any way or violent in any way. So I don't know. She said she didn't, because I asked her, I said, who called? She said she didn't know. But I find that hard to believe, because how did they know that this group is here to send them? So she had to call into somebody to tell them. We'll ask her before she leaves again and see if she'll tell us, because they had to have called to say, hey.
We're going to go this way through the...
That way you can walk through the...
Oh, is this it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh. This is kind of a neat thing.
Okay, I'm gonna make a line. So you want to make the garage?
Oh. What a day for the garden to come.
I know. I can't even hear half of everything that they're saying. I sound like I'm just documenting it down.
Oh, I see our friend is sitting there. Should be in Texas. They have right, was it stand and defend or whatever?
Nah, we don't have rights here anymore. They're gone.
That's because we're in California. We're in a blue state. Need to be in a red state.
The bag right here.
They're not coming back here unless they disinfect.
You could tell them to go walk through the... I don't know what they're standing out here for. I guess maybe they're afraid I'm gonna... who knows? This is stupid.
What the hell are they doing?
I don't know.
I'll work best with that, but you do. Okay. Okay.
These are the doves, pigeons, and lovebirds. And then there's one more small pen in there.
Okay. All right. So, land here. Do you want to count it first, guys? Count them?
Yeah, we should
How do we do that? Just right on your back. Go ahead.
You got nice pages, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Once we got the pigeon and started having babies, there was about 2 of these for
Go
them.
around town. We just want to count the birds. That's the best way to do it.
Now where are we going?
Lovebirds?
Lovebirds?
Lovebird in there, plus a couple of quail.
Oh, okay.
Lovebirds usually hide up in the far corner.
Okay, I see them. You have 2 lovebirds and 2 quails?
I think
or-
there's more than 2 lovebirds.
Okay, hiding out maybe? Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Are lovebirds normally the kind of birds you bring in the house? Aren't those what people put in like
Yeah.
a little pet, like a parakeet or something?
Yeah.
Do they talk like a parrot? Oh.
The only reason I have doves is I love that cooing sound.
Oh. So are they going to take some out of each cage or just...
So should we cut back on the...
Are you just going to take a few out of each cage or all of them?
The other two cages have double doors. This one doesn't.
Okay, so I gotta be real careful. Yeah. So we're doing a total of 30. Okay, so we're gonna kind of mix and match how many we're taking from each.
That was hard enough to get out of her.
So they had told the other gentleman, because he has 100, and with the 100 he has, they told him they wanted to do 25.
No, they're good. It's good.
A lot of times you don't need a net. You can just grab them.
I see that. Okay.
You want me to hold the tube for you then?
I guess it'd be best if I just come right out with it. I'm guessing, right? Because I don't want these.
Are those able to fly out if they want?
Yes.
Okay.
I've lost a couple cleaning.
Just...
They go like right over your head.
I made the big mistake with mine is I clipped wings so nobody would fly off at all. Which made them totally have no way to escape anything, which kind of makes me feel even worse.
Why do they need a swab and a...
Every species is kind of handled differently, so. All right, kid. There you go. Good there. Okay, now we need
Yeah, I want to see her do that to the emus.
Like I said.
Now, if you
We're gonna
show
wait
up,
for
you've
them
got to
to
do the
move.
emus too.
Oh, you're telling
Yeah.
us we have to? You want to see that
He
challenge?
can hold them and she can throw.
Yeah, as long as I'm not holding them.
You can make it obvious so I'm going to see it. Don't be afraid, it's just measure marker. Just put the length of the... That's good. Perfect. Because they do rub off some, so... Hey, guys. Hey, kiddos. Yeah, hey. Hey, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look at you guys go. Okay, you don't want to be by the door, kiddo. Okay.
What's happening with the guy who had the, is it the pigeons that they killed all? Or...
They killed them all. He had, I believe, either it was 400 or 700.
Did he find an attorney?
I'm not sure. But his birds were in good health. But I understand those pigeons. I didn't know that about pigeons, but they can be up to like one pigeon, like 10 to 20 grand or more. I didn't know they were that kind of price.
Well, our pygmy goats start at 800 and go up.
I don't think he's been compensated to fair market value, which Fifth Amendment Constitution, if the government seizes your property, you're supposed
Yeah,
to be
I saw that.
indemnified fair market value. So I think there's some issues. What is fair market value? And the other thing they don't take in consideration is this coop. That every day you clean it, every day you put the bedding down, all the
You
food,
spend $400 on feed for it.
all the water, all the food, your product to build all this, the time to sanitize and keep it clean, and then the time you spend with the birds making them. None of that seems to be taken into consideration. I haven't got a nickel back on anything at my place. They did damage my horse trailer. They damaged part of the hay trailer, and then there was some scratches on my husband's boat because they were swinging all the nets and shooting and stuff. I haven't been compensated anything.
I'll get you our attorney's number, see if he can do something for you.
The suck part is when you're dealing with the state and the government, nobody wants to take it, and they're telling
Well,
you prices are in between 20 to 50 grand just to open, and I don't have that kind of money.
We sued the pygmy goat registry, and his Ed, who's a friend of this guy, he went from private practice to his biggest client, but he took the lawsuit on for the registry.
Well, and if I can find somebody that would be doing it like on a pro bono or for like a limited amount, because I mean the sheriff's department didn't uphold my constitutional rights, the dates, I've got the emails. Yeah, I did everything the way they said to do it, and if I had to do it all over, never again. If I do decide to get rid somewhere down the road, I ever see these people, I swear they will all be in my car, and we are going to get the heck out of Dodge. I will run like the wind and pack my whole car up because I don't trust them. And then with that new warrant where it says inspect and destroy any animals, I don't really know what that means, but I have concern that they might come back for my horses or the dogs. Because why would you put any animal, inspect or destroy any animal? It didn't say birds or feathered or anything, any animal. And let's face it, they don't like me too much. So there's a pretty good chance that, I don't know, my kids want to move them, get them out of the area, which I'm kind of debating, but I need to get the horse trailer fixed before I can get the horses out.
What kind of horses?
I have a quarter horse, I have a Tennessee Walker, and then just a little mutt guy.
We used to raise Arabs.
But I don't trust any of them. So everybody else that's had all their birds slaughtered, usually they come back to the person's house, which I guess to reinspect. They haven't been back to my house. I mean, I have nothing to hide, but if they're still not going to come in, welcome. We're going to go through all the whole thing again. And they got their drones and helicopters. They can video my yard or whatever. I don't care. There's nothing back there. But I don't trust them.
How could you trust them? Right?
You can't. I mean, like just today, you know, okay, there's been no problem. Why do we have 2 highway patrol sitting out there? Who? And she's going to say she didn't call, but one of these people obviously called to their office and said, oh, and it probably wasn't because of you, it's probably because of me, she's there. So then we get 2 highway patrol. And yet I have done nothing rude or mean or violent or anything.
Okay.
It's just another way to try to bully people and intimidate them. But I'm not really much afraid. I mean, I'm more afraid of the police or whoever actually like killing me off and sticking me in the ditch somewhere. But as far as me being afraid, if they want to arrest me, go for it. I didn't do anything wrong. They were saying about getting a restraining order. I said, fine, put a restraining order. But if you do that, then you will have to give me every name and every vehicle because I would have to know who I'm restrained from. So of course they don't want to do that because they don't want to give names. So, but like I said, do a restraining order. It's a win-win for me. I don't care. I don't even know if a judge would grant it, but well, a judge probably would because they're all in cahoots anyway. So I don't care. They want one, get it. Doesn't matter to me. I'm down. I'm in. I'm a committed woman.
You're public enemy number 1.
You know, but the funny part is I've never done anything to be violent.
Yeah, but
I've
you
never.
stand up for people.
Yeah, but everybody should be doing that. I mean, I've had a few people that told me that prior to this whole mess, they didn't know those constitutional rights existed, and I think it's something that in schools, it's like the dumbing down of America. We don't want to teach the youth things like this are important. We're worried about, you know, mental math, which is confusing as all get out, instead of teaching somebody their rights. If you want to teach them math, teach them how to do the retirement, teach them about a home loan, teach them how taxes are done, teach them how pay,
Teach them how to read and write.
No, we don't do that either. They actually took cursive out of, I guess, the curriculum.
Better. Yeah.
I'm not sure this girl, because she said she's not a vet, so I don't know if they're like, when she's holding and she's administering, do they have to be a vet? I don't know either.
Well, when they come out to do the NPIP, they bring the students with them. The Pomona College professor comes out.
But that's the people that have some kind of training.
Right.
I don't know. We can't seem to get that either.
Not very
Are they putting it up the butt
where they
too?
are.
Yeah, on the pigeons. They're
Okay.
doing mouth in butt.
Why?
She said they're different species.
What? What does that mean?
That there's different requirements for different birds.
So for pigeons, they do the butt and the mouth?
And the emus, they do the butt and the mouth.
Oh.
So you see, when they do the emus, we can have a video just of that, and we could win 10,000 on the funniest home videos.
No, except we're gonna sit here and wait for him to poop, and that's kind of boring.
Is somebody gonna do a food run?
Big as water. Got it?
They're so shiny. They look green.
They do. You're good.
Guess the chippies got bored with standing there.
How many you have?
Oh, he
You
walked
5,
past
right?
a few minutes ago.
Okay, who wants to be next?
Oh, sorry.
How much land do you have where you're at?
I'm just under an acre,
We have an acre too.
which I can't get the heck out of there quick enough. It's just the whole backyard is lonely. I don't like being back there. I haven't cleaned out any of my coop shit. My kid every now and again he goes like, "Mom, I swear I hear Dolores," and like we look, but it's mentally it's hard. So I mean we feed and water the horses. I haven't spent any time with them. Usually I used to sit out there hours a day and brush them and play with everybody and do my meaty treaties, and I don't want to be back there. Like I literally like run out, make sure everything's done, and run in. I don't even.
Sample, 10 birds. Do two tubes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can do that.
Since we've got quail, and, because we're going to need a tube from the quail. How many doves did you say there were?
17. 17.
17.
Breeze.
Because you still have to do the silkies, right?
Don't forget the emus.
Oh, I didn't forget the emus.
We should have ostrich too. That would
wouldn't
be even
that
more
be a
fun.
blast?
They're more vicious.
Yes, they are.
Do you test a lot of emu?
This is my first experience with it, to be honest with you.
How come they test the emus? I mean, if they're testing 30 of all the other ones, wouldn't the emus, if these were sick, wouldn't it go to the emu anyway?
Maybe they just, each species that they have to take certain.
That one water wants to come out.
This is make a run to the border.
Right.
But then they come back.
Do they?
Yeah.
You take it out? Really?
Well, they'll hang around the cage till we can get it over.
Life is just so
They go,
good.
we
I
like
know.
food served to us.
That's right.
They know how much we pay for food.
Yeah, does add up, doesn't it?
There's somewhere.
It is here. I see it. There. Oops. Okay, there. It's right there. Wait. Okay.
And let's then move on to the doves. So we were gonna do 7 of these ones,
It's 5 per tube, right?
right?
So, thought we might as well finish up to 10 in here.
We
Do
don't
2 tubes.
for our swaps
You're telling me we don't have enough swaps?
to do 10 because we were planning to do 7.
You're right. You are correct. You are correct.
That's what we calculated.
You did.
before.
You're right. You're right.
That's okay.
So you said one more? Or that's the
No,
last one?
that was
No.
the last
Okay.
one.
Perfect. Okay.
So we did 7.
We're going to have fun catching the lovebirds. They're not friendly.
Well, I was thinking we wanted to do 5 here and
Do the, then we'll do the 2 quail.
Cages are right here. It would be.
inside.
Lock them.
Yeah. It's so you can open it from the inside.
Gotcha.
That just spring loaded.
No, I don't. I had it there a minute ago.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Do they have to do their butts too?
Do you have to do their butts also?
We do. Doves and pigeons.
What
Get
about
the
the
short
lovebirds?
end of the stick. Well, we're kind of up for debate whether we're sampling those or not. So, here you go.
So pigeons and doves do an oral swab and then the anal swab.
Right.
But do the chickens do that too, or you just do oral?
Chickens just oral. Waterfowl are just cloacal.
We don't have any of those unless you count fish.
Oh gosh, they're not going to test fish, are
You have
they?
fish?
We got a few goldfish in the fountain.
Oh, okay.
They don't got to test the fish, do they?
No.
That would be interesting.
That'd be really interesting.
Slippery.
So pretty. Yes, you are. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't think she or it believes you.
Nah, I don't think so either.
When you put the marker on them, is that like it'll just wear off and it's safe to put the marker on them?
Yeah.
I think that's so they don't double test them. Sun. Why couldn't it stay cloudy?
I know.
They want us to get a sunburn, I guess.
They say with the possibility of rain coming in.
You're kidding.
Hot summer rain though is actually really nice. I like it. Do you guys use those for like weddings or anything?
No, no, they're just
Funerals?
here. They're just hanging out, costing lots of money to feed.
Sorry, I'm kind of
No, it's
looking my
okay.
way. There you go.
They were supposed to be all white, but somewhere someone wasn't pure white.
Do people bring doves in the house as pets too, or no? Oh, they do.
Yeah, at the bird farm they have several of them.
Alright, I don't want to lose it here, too.
Looks like they're going to go to sleep.
Not when I do this.
No. Wide awake.
Does that hurt them?
I would
I
say
wouldn't.
It's just like you
It's
going to
just
the
a
doctor
swab,
for a
I mean,
colonoscopy.
I haven't had that yet.
Oh.
And I don't want really to have that ever. So I no comment for that. Hey, when it's my day to go, I'm just gonna have to go. That's all
Well,
there is to it.
one of our members went in for a colonoscopy, and when they started it, all of a sudden they rushed her into surgery because she had a hernia that was pushing through the wall. So it
What
saved
the hell was that?
her life. That was over here.
Oh,
Because if it had burst the gut, it would let all that poisonous fluid into her system, and so she was lucky she had it.
I don't want people up there.
I do the one where you just swab your stool. Because I don't want the other one either. They keep giving me the thing for it, but
I'm not sure. All these doctors always want to test.
I know.
And sometimes I truthfully, honestly believe that you can take a person that has no problems and make them believe they have a problem. And when you believe there's a problem,
You've got a
You've got a problem. So it's almost like, yeah, it's, I don't know that I always agree with that either, but
And I hate all the specialists. You got to go to this doctor, this doctor, this doctor.
well, with my insurance, I can go to whoever I want and go and skip going through all that. But when you go to a specialist, my percentage is more.
You need to find something that will grow in the shade and put it up there.
What?
Plant.
What do you mean? Enough plants around here.
No, there's not.
You guys have a lot of pretty plants. I have literally nothing in my backyard. We had planned to put a pool. My husband wanted a workshop and stuff, and then after everything,
Our dirt is so bad here that if you plant it in the dirt, it's going to die. That's why we got all these planter boxes around.
Yeah, if you want to dig a hole, you need a jackhammer, which he has.
we're not dumping a nickel into our place. I just need to just get rid of it. Find some.
How long have you lived there?
About 5 years now.
Well, we've been here a little over 30 years. Before all that, across the street was
And
even
behind
there.
There's a lot of buildup over here.
Although I like the store across the way better than people.
Do you? Yeah, slowly by slowly. I mean, I remember years back when once you hit Green River, you kind of fell off the face of the earth. And now you can't even, it's bumper to bumper traffic for miles and miles. So they'll just keep on building out more tract homes.
It makes you wonder who can afford all these homes. You know?
Well, that's like on that, when I was up there on that shooting up by Lake Matthews, I couldn't believe all the houses up there. The last time I was up through there, it was all orchards. Now it's a gated community.
Wait, which one is that one?
It's, Oak Hills?
Well, you have the Gavilan area.
Yes, I would do both. Yes.
No, it's this side of Gavilan. It's right at the west end of the lake.
Oh, okay. That's somewhere totally different. I'm talking about when you go up into Gavilan, you go up there. Beautiful homes up there. There's only a
these was
few.
beautiful. It was a domestic shooting. They were going to a domestic call. Officer luckily only got shot in the leg. But I was up there on blocking streets all night
It's
while they did the
I mean,
investigation.
It's actually. I mean, there's a lot of nice properties up there.
Yeah. Especially on the south end of the lake, or the south side of the lake.
Yeah, very nice. We were looking up there to try to buy something, but then as all this has happened, we need to.
Well, it's like us with this property. Yeah, we'd like to have more land, but because we've been here so long, our taxes are real low.
Yeah.
Because he's got Prop 13.
Yeah.
Well, if they overrule that, which I guess what they were trying to do is overrule that, where that's going to be a problem is people that are like seniors that bought the houses for whatever dollar amount.
But that's why
if they jump those taxes up, you've got no means to go back to work to even try to pay them. So how do you afford to live?
You can't. You lose the house.
That's why Prop 13 was passed, was
Yeah, but
because
they're trying
seniors
to
were losing their homes.
But they're trying to repeal that one. I know. I don't forget which one it was. 'Cause I remember reading that and thought, how? Because I mean, when we get to the retirement age, it's not like you can just work overtime to supplement things. You're stuck with your fixed income
Yeah.
unless you go find another part-time job or something. But it's like, well, I've already worked all these years. Why do I go back to work just to live?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, we only paid $105 for this place.
that's probably worth well over 5 now, maybe more, 6, 7. I don't know.
Yeah, probably closer to 7.
Homes in Norco, I mean, even the low end, I'm seeing like
They're
500, 600.
for a fixer-upper.
But all the way on up into the millions.
Yeah.
So you're not coming here for something.
Coming here for animals.
Well, and they're trying
normally.
to do away with that too.
I think they'd have a revolution if they tried to get rid of the animals in Norco.
Yeah, but slowly by slowly, the amount of animals seems to be less and less.
Well, Norco has the best zoning for animals.
Well, now if they jump that CarMax, though, that's going to be a huge problem.
Oh, on the second? And
Yeah. Who's going to ride their horses next to the car dealership with cars coming in and out all night and day and bright lights and...
second and Valley View.
And then what will happen is the surrounding neighbors probably won't like it, so they'll
They'll
leave.
sell.
Other businesses will probably come in and make that strip malls or something, and then slowly by slowly it disappears. Just like in Orange County, look at the city of Orange, and over there they used to have the orange groves where it used to be farming and rural, and over time,
Well, it's
slowly by
like
slowly.
when they made Hamner commercial, everything east of the freeway was supposed to remain as residential. but they're slowly changing
Yeah.
pieces, you know.
Yeah, that sounds
Well, Hamner's busy. That's a busy road. You got car dealerships all there and all the hotels. And
Yeah, well, they have another hotel that's coming in. It's one of the Hiltons.
like, you need more hotels, right? So they're doing the lovebirds after all then?
I think they're doing the two,
Quail.
Oh,
I can get the shade.
I know. We'll go stand hide in the shady area where it's.
Or we can go around this way.
That's okay.
That's
This was a cage for the house for April we lost.
That's huge. Oh, what a pretty bird that is.
that's
Now, lovebirds aren't friendly then? So they're just to look at only?
Yeah. They usually hide that back corner.
You want me to grab the net for you?
But they're getting the lovebird or they're getting, what are they
They're
getting?
getting the quail. Trying to get the quail.
You guys are good. You guys are good.
How'd you handle that?
They're supposed to breed, but they've never.
Oh, and there's still laying inside?
Yeah, I left it in there. Nope, I'm not gonna get you. I know, you don't want
Oh, so you got a double door there so they can't
Alright.
escape.
Except the spring on that one's not closing all the way.
Oh, you can still set it probably pretty good.
But too much sawdust
No, it even with the sawdust out, it doesn't close all the way.
tighten the spring.
I was going to tell you about that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I got myself locked in there once. That wasn't fun. I
And
didn't
how
have a
long
cell
were you
phone.
in here?
Several hours.
Oh, nice.
I think it's in the corner.
Is it the spring white?
Yeah.
Does it? Oh, okay.
Spring, probably the spring was a little rusty.
Oh, right here.
Buy a new spring.
Hello.
Haha, you can't get it.
Yeah, right.
He says swab yourself, not me.